Right, so I've been using this Seaward Europa Plus for it must be 5 years at least. I did a video on it on YouTube when I got it. It was a first look video. It was second hand then, so I can't really complain too much about it. As with all Europa Plus models, the screen is utter crap. There is a problem where it, if you leave it on for very long, it gets all washed out, and it's pretty awful. It's been like that pretty much from day one. I think they all suffer from the issue. But today is Sunday the 19th, and it is 3:45 in the afternoon, and as you can see, the time and date are incorrect. A couple of days ago I noticed that the time and date were wrong, so I've just reset it in the menu, in the setup menu. You can adjust the I can't even see, I'm right on top of this, I can't even see the bloody screen. It really is a hideous piece of tat, the screen. But yeah, you can go and just sort of halfway down that menu there, change date and time. So obviously within a couple of days it's lost or partially lost the date and time. Now I do turn this off at night during the summer, because it does get very hot in here, and doesn't do it any favours. And if it's left on all day, the screen quickly becomes washed out, and you can only view it from this sort of angle, and it's just horrible. So I've got nothing to lose. I've looked on YouTube. There's virtually no videos on this particular. Well, in fact, there's virtually no videos on any pat tester faults. Let me just plug that back into the mains, and it's like it's top secret NSA information that's stored in these bloody things. So I thought, nothing to lose, we're going to have to buy another one. Might as well take the thing apart, have a look. I shouldn't imagine the technology inside is very up to date. Okay, so the first thing we're going to have to work out is how to get the damn thing out of this rubber case that's split. Actually, that's knackered anyway, isn't it? So let's force it out. There we go. Yeah, as I say, it doesn't owe me anything. I've had this for so long now. It was second hand to start with. I can't remember how much I bought it for. It was off of an eBay seller, I'm pretty certain. Something like cheaper than Tesco's or cheaper than Asda. That was his username. I think it's on my YouTube video, and it's been calibrated by the calibration centre, and we will obviously now be breaking those seals that they've put on there. No idea when this was made. It's just the number on the back and serial number, like standard screws in the back, nothing special. So anyway, it's unplugged, and we'll get this apart. The stupid thing is, I only use this for repairing GHD hair straighteners mostly. Whatever idiot first started advertising for GHD repairs and thought, oh, I know what we'll do, we'll offer a free pat service as well. Tell me who that is, because they need a bloody good kicking. It's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard of, pat testing a small electric hair straightener. The most important part with any of this, repairing them, is the visual inspection of the mains lead and making sure everything is absolutely fine. Pat testing, it's just ridiculous waste of time, and it's costs money. And now I'm going to have to go out and buy a new pat tester at well, 500 plus. I don't see any point in having a non-downloadable one, because how can you prove anything if you can't download the records? So we're going to see if we can. Oh, there's another screw up here. Look. So we're going to have a peek in here. Why not? Got nothing to lose. Okay, so immediately we have got some wires that are secured to the side here. Hopefully you can see that, and there's just a bit of tape holding that in place, and then a little piece of sticky pad which I'm going to cut the cable tie, and we'll get rid of all that lot. Nothing of any real interest inside there. Right, so there is some sort of varnishing been applied. I know that sort of looks a bit of dust and corrosion down here. I don't know what's been going on there. So you can see, excuse me, you can see the board and the stuff that's been either applied to it. Now instantly in there, in the side here, I think I can see a small button cell battery. Don't know whether you can see it. I can maybe get a pointer of some sort. So I'm trying to do this with the circuit board in the way, but just in there, there is a button cell battery. So I guess that is doing something. Now whether that has run down, I'm trying to see what it says on it. I think it's a Varta. No, that's not a Varta. But it is definitely a battery. Don't know whether I can get into the terminals without shorting it out. It looks like I probably can't. Well, that's very interesting that we have that type of system fitted. I'm not surprised actually. It's no less than I thought. This isn't going to be super high technology, I wouldn't have thought. Got a whiff of varnished transformer windings from that. So, what can we do? Well, I think we're going to have to unscrew this top board and have a little look. There's a lot of screws in here. Funny shape, funny size as well. Okay, that's pretty loose. Little paper washer coming off of those. And that is holding a heat sink or transformer down, so I don't think we need to remove that. I think there must be one. Oh no, the whole thing's coming off. So there we go. It's like an IDE cable here, which hopefully is in a socket which I can just pull off. Actually, that isn't coming off, is it? It is from this end. Let's lift that back up again and pull that off. Okay, yeah, so that will come out from this end. And we've got a few connections there. So yeah, there is a big old chunky transformer. Let's let me pick the camera up and unplug the zapper and we'll have a closer look. Like I say, I've never seen inside a pat tester before, so let's have a look. That seems to be the main logic and control in here. There's that button cell battery I was talking about, and I guess it's worth testing that. And by the way, that's got a label like that on it. Auxiliary -V. So yeah, nothing of much interest really. All proprietary, I'm sure. Okay, so here we've got the sockets on the back. That's where the device under test would be plugged in, and then the various sockets for the probes. We've got the mains coming in to here, I think. Yeah, that's the mains coming in, and then it goes off to some relays. Let me just look over to the other side. Now strangely, all this has had a little label stuck on there, so I wonder if they've labelled these and then taken them off whilst it's being serviced, something like that. That's the mains coming in. As you can see, it's some big old fuses in there, 16 amp fuses, a whole load of relays for the testing, and this really old transformer. That's where that sort of varnished smell is coming from. Just pulled that off. Oh no, that's loose. Oh, that's held on with the screws. So yeah, interesting. Oh, bopping great transistor there. God, that's about as thick as I've ever seen in my life. That takes some beating even on the old TVs and the amplifiers we used to repair. Oh dear. Yeah, so that's that's that, I guess. There's not a hell of a lot to see. Some sort of varnishy material on these that's coming off. I've just pulled that socket off there, so we'll be popping that back on. Yeah, so really, unless that button cell is faulty, I don't think there's much we can do with this ourselves, and even if we did do something with it ourselves, it would obviously then have to be calibrated. Don't know why they left these labels on there from whenever it was done. Seems a bit odd. If you're gonna, it's one thing to label everything, absolutely. If you've got to pull all the connections off, it can be hard to remember where they all go if it's not clearly labelled, but take the bloody labels off afterwards. Anyway, so yeah, that is a look at that. Now the screen is behind this, so this is obviously the screen driver. Oh, I think we might pop that out actually and have a closer look at why that screen is so bloody awful. I don't know how easy that is to get out. Anyway, let's spin this camera around. Adapter plug back in and a closer look. Like I say, we've got absolutely nothing to lose on this one. Let's see if we can get a reading off of this battery. I'm trying to see how that is soldered in. It looks like there and there. It's a 3-volt lithium. Can't quite see the number of it. Let's get this onto volts and have a little look. 3 volts is what we're looking for. Well, I'm either not on it properly or... Well, that seems to be 1 volt, so I think we found a problem. 0.85 volts, so that is very interesting. Now, can we get that soldered up and off? That's a good question. Let me get rid of these other labels. What's holding this in place? It only seems, well, nothing actually, really. There's a couple of ribbon cables and connectors here, like we used to use on the TVs in the old days. Get that off, and I think we can probably just pinch these shut and lift this off. We can find where the others are. So that's the one there. There's another connector there. There's another one here. Ah, there's another nylon post. There we go. So that one's off. Let's carefully try and lift that up. There we go. That's that. There's just that one in the corner now, so I think we're going to have to just get a screwdriver under there, just give it a bit of tension and squeeze. There we go. Okay, so there's the battery terminals there. Ah dear, there and there. Just going to check that with it disconnected. Let's see what voltage we get now. Oh, strangely nothing now. Tuck it under the battery again. Well, 0.9 of a volt, so clearly that's maybe the reason that this isn't storing the date and time. Possibly, I mean, I can't think. But then this is the display driver, isn't it? Mostly here as well. No, actually, so this is the display driver. This is controlling other things on this, what I would call the main board. So yeah, which could well be the time and date storage. So I think that is going to have to be changed. We need a soldered on battery for that. I don't think, yeah, this screen looks like it is a pretty much sealed unit, so I don't think there's going to be much we can do with that. There is a there's a little 8-leg chip just in here, and it's definitely been unsoldered and put back in again. And 2 of the pins have been soldered together in the past. Yeah, don't know why that would be. It's an ST chip, LE33, and then underneath it says 9219 and it's IC5. I'm not entirely sure what that is going to be for. Anyway, if we can solve the date and time problem, it may well be worth saving this if the screen will still carry on being okay, okay for a bit longer. It's not ideal, but yeah, interesting. Okay, so I think we will see if we can get a button cell for this and see if that makes any difference whatsoever. It's just here. It's quite small. I'm going to have a look on Farnell or RS, see if we can get something that size. So anyway, so yeah, that's just a quick look at this Europa Plus. Don't think we've seen anything that we weren't expecting. Loads of relays, some sort of varnished layer over everything. Big chunky transformer. Oh, I've just noticed that this LM70, what is that? Is that just a 5-volt regulator? LM7805, yeah, so it's just a 5-volt regulator and it's just been bolted on here for heat sinking purposes, but it is absolutely loose. So whether we can find something to tighten that up with, or whether that's just another bodged bit. No, actually that has tightened up okay, so yeah. Doesn't look like the metal is bare, it looks like it's got varnish on it, so I suppose we could take that off and get the metal bared back, bit of heatsink compound on there and do it back up again, but at the moment I'm more bothered about getting the date and time correct. So yeah, I think we'll investigate this logic board and come back with another video when I've changed that button cell.